That's it. Get your hand caught. Next time you ain't gonna understand that. Oh, bro. Yeah.
What's up, man? This K Troller with Dominant Roller TV. Right now, I'm sitting here with Mr. Marlon Joseph. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro.
That's
I
what's
want to
up.
talk about these stories, man. Like, before we get off into that, I want to ask you, like, what was your first story that you did? I see you got a lot of them.
Yeah, my first story was pretty much about how I really came to Baton Rouge and I really got downside and got caught up
Yeah.
off a speeding ticket and I had a hole. So it's pretty much started how I first came into East Baton Rouge Parish and how I came into East Baton Rouge Parish prison, how I got caught up pretty much like that.
All right. So this is your first time visiting Baton Rouge when you got cut up?
Yeah, I used to come with my mom and dad. We used to come from New Roads,
Yeah.
back and forth just to shop and get a couple of things. And I always had this idea of me wanting to move to Baton Rouge, not knowing that was coming after this here.
Right.
So I figured when I make 18, I'll finally get a chance to move to Baton Rouge. And the furthest I got was across the old bridge. And when I got across the old bridge, they had these police officers to the right by the stock barnyard.
Stop lying, bro.
And man, when I say I didn't know I was doing 65 in a 45, man, they caught me. And all hell went down the hill from there.
Man, that's crazy. So your first time actually is just your own road trip to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You came. Soon as you entered into Welcome to Baton Rouge.
It really was Welcome to Baton Rouge. That was it.
That's like a movie. I ain't lying. When that movie coming out? Like
soon if you keep watching.
You heard me, like, for real? Because that sound like a whole movie, man. That's crazy. So, all right, they take you. Do they lock you up then, or did you get a ticket? Like, how did that go?
Well, actually, I didn't get locked up then. They was waiting a few minutes and they was calling to see what was going on with the hole because the officer said he would have let me go if it wasn't nothing real felony or major. Like, you know, it was just like it was ticket, but. The whole was actually from me leaving from New Roads to come to Baton Rouge.
Which is on probation?
Yeah, without discussing from probation. Dang. Yeah, so that what really caught the whole, But it was cool to ride back and forth with mom and daddy, but it was just the point of me moving out there, and that comes with not following the probation officer rules and stimulations, trying to be slick on the slick side. Yeah. And it caught up with me. I can see it caught up with me like calm. It does all the time.
Right. So, like, I mean... Is that so? You went to jail then?
Yeah, right.
So like, how long were you in there?
I stayed from 95 all the way to 2001.
What?
Yeah,
say it again.
From 95 to 2001. The thing was, the ticket that I had got, it was doing 55. It was 55 and a 45 like that. And what had happened was. I was on probation, but the people out here was so different. Instead of them running it together, they wanted to run things separate. And you know what I'm saying? In the process, the reason I got more time because I was locked up in a parish, and it came from a fight. And me not knowing that they could add jailhouse charges.
Oh, man.
And that's how I got all the time. But in the process
of that, you just said you went in the 90s and you came out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So you missed the whole when Juvenile was like, we taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
Well, actually, I heard it through the headphones.
Okay.
Locked up in the parish.
I'm just saying just the thought of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did take over too.
Hey, that's crazy, bro. I mean, honestly, I'm really sorry to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there had to been just a shift, like a whole shift change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it really was. It was the process. The thing that was annoying that when you do come out here and you got charges and you got things straight and you doing right and you know what I'm saying, trying to start your life off. It's always that one.
Always.
That's always that one thing, But
man, bro,
it's all good. I paid. Yeah, did my time.
Right, man. I mean, I don't want to elaborate too much on it, but I do want to ask, like your first going into the prison system, like.
Ooh. You want me to tell you about it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could sum it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me put you in mind of
run it. Like
you gotta understand when I say as a person that's born in the country, and he's coming to a city. And the country that he's born in is like 2 or 3 red lights. And you come into a spot where it's bigger and you got like 20 red lights to New York City to me. That's how it was. And me going in a parish prison where I heard stories about as a child, it really hit me. But it didn't really hit me until like I got in there, and going in there, it's like it's real. You know, you hear these gates racking, you see these guards working back and forth, you see these other inmates. You know what I'm saying? You think you crazy. You ain't got a clue what crazy is till you
Right.
walk in central booking.
Right.
And when you walk in central booking, for a person that's new, just seeing this here, because again, I'm not used to this from where I'm from. Where I'm from, you got one big old circle and everybody could see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To me, you protected. You safe.
That's what you is what you raised off of.
But see out here,
Yeah.
man, this here played a different story, man. These guards don't see nothing. They see what they want to see. They hear what they want to see. And I'm looking, and, you know, I'm trying to use the phone. But at the same time, I'm seeing these dudes, you know, they got a little confrontation. So I'm trying to fit in, really. I'm trying to make them look like I'm a gangster, but I ain't a gangster, in other words.
Right.
I'm trying to use words I ain't never used before. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
hold on, man. Hold on. I mean, that's funny, but that's not funny. But like, it made me think of you seen Keanu with Keegan and Peele.
The movie.
Yeah.
I see what you're
And
talking
you know, they had a part when they was like, man, we got to go in here, we got to act gangster or whatever.
Oh, you got
And
it.
he was like, what's up, nigga?
It didn't work with me. I had to go to the next move with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and then I see how he was acting. I see that, you know, the dudes. Well, I wanted to use the phone. I need to call people and let my mom know what's going on. So it was the time I had to use the phone. So
Right.
me getting up to go use the phone was the problem there. Because you got so many people piled up in one cell in central booking, and it's like they want us to be fighting, you just start some stuff, so you can mace you and stuff like that. So I'm not used to it, so I politely got up and walked to the phone the first time. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the dude on the phone. I'm waiting my time, but me not knowing why this bench is full, why people really trying to wait to use the phone, but I'm not knowing it. And man, you got to understand, from there to there, me being from using the phone to trying to rack on the gates to get help, man, it's just weird. But at the time, if you really see it wasn't funny. But the funny part about it, me telling you about it, I can live, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you about it today. But I'm telling you, there's many nights I'd have cried, you know, wanting to go home because on something so simple. I mean, I knew I was a criminal, but I didn't see me as a criminal, as a murderer or a rapist or a bank robber or none of this here. I didn't see that. And it's weird how you go in already convicted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't give you a chance.
It's like you're just a criminal at this point.
You know, and I know a criminal is a criminal, but I always try to be open-minded about it. They got different types of criminals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have to be, you know.
I'm saying, like, they looking at everybody the same, like they did the same thing. Like it's
everybody.
Yeah, you know, y'all all this, so.
Everybody did the same. That's how they really much look at you. You guilty, you're guilty. You in our jail, it's over with. Whatever we say you did, pretty much is what you did anyway. And like you going home there tomorrow, especially if you ain't got no probation. If you got a probation hold, so you got to roll with it. But I don't want to talk bad about the parish prison, but there's a lot of things that could be adjusted and done in there.
All right, you say that in a lot of your videos. You know what I'm saying?
It's so much they could be doing. You know, all the things they tell us don't do, they doing it.
Right.
You know, my whole purpose is not to come and talk about nobody, but if I'm telling you something, I'm telling you the honest truth. I'm telling you what I seen and what I experienced. So I can't, you know, if anybody saw me in there, they could tell you they relate to my stories. They say, yeah, it went through. But I would just want people to know it's a better way to treating people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the things they doing is really treating like slaves, you know?
Right.
And I'm quite sure if they grandmothers and grandfathers went through this here, what make you think you want somebody else's child to go through this here? What happened to rehabilitation? You know?
Right.
Well, all that come into play. You know what I'm saying? You can't, it's even hard for them to talk to some kids out there when they really need them, you know what I'm saying? Because they always going in on one side of minded. You know what I'm saying? Like you never was in this position. Everybody wasn't good, I know that. Everybody didn't have a good life. You know, everybody been through things. But for you to realize now where you actually come from or how you went through this or how you came up and you wonder why you can't communicate with it, well, you got to get your answer from your own question. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't seem to relate to my problems, why even much I'm talking to you? But see, it is the problem with people today. Nobody don't give no testimonies no more.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody don't like to tell nobody what they've been through and how they came out. You know, they don't believe in that no more. So
do Do you think? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Go on, go on.
Like, do you think like what make your stories really interesting is that like you giving insight on something that people don't normally see themselves? Like because what I hear from you is like you doing the other side of what people already doing on the outside. So like when you see killings like that's been going on by police and police brutality, you see that, but in you talking about like in the jail system is like
You don't see
yeah,
it.
it's like they it's times 10 up in there. You know what I'm saying?
It's
With the
worse.
guards and stuff. You know.
It's worse because you gotta understand what I'm saying. If the guards coming telling me what I'm doing is wrong, but yet you down further down the hall, and you helping another man getting contrabands in, or you doing this here,
Right.
well,
Got you.
so you ain't seeing what I'm saying either. Yeah. I'm wrong and you right, or you making a way for this guy to get beat up or get whooped to clear the deck so he could get his
Right.
behind whoop or anything. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Your job really is to get paid to protect and serve on the street as well to protect and serve on them. Again,
Right.
you ain't innocent until you walk out that courtroom on your last. You ain't guilty until you walk out that courtroom on the last day. But you still treat me like a criminal, and it's not your job to treat me like a criminal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you get off on that. I don't see how a person could go to sleep at night knowing that you watched the person get beat or watch kids get raped. This is real. You know what I'm saying? But what they do is they try to keep it all inside and keep it all, cause, you know what I'm saying, to themselves. That way they don't have to deal with the problems on the outside, such as the media and stuff. And not saying this is wrong, but sometimes, just like Ellis, you get caught up on things, Southern get caught up, it's going to come out.
Right.
And whether or not a person believe you or not, it's going to still come out. But you have to know the truth, and parents have to know the truth too as well. Some parents, even though you're tired of dealing with your child and you're going through things, and you trying to get them locked up in LTI or send them to boot camp, you got to understand what you're doing. You're really not letting them grow. Every child will go through something. I mean, I honestly believe God has a way for each and every person. Whatever path you choose, He'll turn it into better if you're going the wrong way. All you got to do is let a child grow, but you have to inspire a child too. You can't, as a father, man, my daddy been in my life all my life, up until this day. And my daddy always told me, what I'm saying, there's consequences for every action you do. There's
Right.
consequences, and for a person not to understand what that is, for not to have a father figure, I can't blame that on a person, because I see many women came up from the country growing up, older women, strong black women. I talk about black people, nothing personal, but I love my black people, and that's who everything is about right now. And I ain't trying to talk about no other race or nothing, but my main focus was to get this young generation attention. And once I get your attention, now I know how to come at you. And I got plenty of their attentions, but see, now I'm working on the angle how to relate to you where you could try to transform yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because rehabilitation really start on the inside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you got $1,000 right here on this table and it don't belong to you, your first reaction ain't your hand, it's your mind. You understand what I'm saying? So it's your mind what gives you the reaction. Now you got to learn how to say no. No, sometimes it's hard, but you got to know for every wrong thing you do, it's always consequence. And my daddy always taught me that. But I was saying that there just to let you know, a lot of black women today like to say it's hard. But if you know what it was to like to come up in my days, and I'm a 70s baby, I can imagine before my time, but my mama and my daddy was divorced, but in the same note, my mama did everything my daddy was doing too. And that was the main thing, keep clothes, food, bills, and all that on my back. You know what I'm saying? She opened that doors, but some things a mother can't do, and that's true. But there ain't no reason why you can't teach them. And all the things you got to teach them is the right from wrong. And just have faith and believe that, it's going to make it. But to me, I just wanted people to know, prison ain't for everybody.
Thank you. You made a valid point right there, man.
For everybody.
And that's what I think some people may miss from your messages, just by the simple fact you talking about something a lot of people want to fake live,
right,
or think they want to live.
Right.
And then it's people that can relate and seen it themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And understand. So, I mean, with that being said, I know with these type of videos, and especially the way you tell the story so vividly, I'm pretty sure like the kids and the people that's younger is like paying attention. But like, I forgot what I wanted to ask you.
Like
but,
how I do my story.
Yeah, no, but I think what I want to ask you was like, what kind of feedback do you get back from the youth?
Man, it's like I always thought like when men tell men they love you, it didn't seem right.
Right.
But like man, like I look under my man, I got look under my videos. I see man, I love you, man. Keep doing this shit. You're
Right.
doing something different, man. You about to blow up, and you know what I'm saying. What I'm really looking for is the response back, the comments. I want
Right.
to know if it's touching somebody. I ain't just putting the stories out there just to be putting it out there.
Right.
I'm trying to give you a story so you could actually visualize and put you on the inside of there without you having to go
and
in there.
You have that down pat.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't lying.
Without you having to go in there. So if you could see it the way I saw it,
Yeah.
then it might save you from having to go through that.
Right.
So I don't know how any of the storytellers do, but I know you got to have a gift to make a person understand. You got to be talented. And I ain't never been considered as that. But what I'm saying is, everything I tried to do before then with my jokes and my videos, and it was all bull. But notice when I started telling the truth about my stories, about my life, it's what people really want to hear. It's not just what people want to hear, but really it's what some generations need
It's
to
what
hear.
they need. And that's what you just brought me back to my real question. Okay, so it was really like the influence. You know what I'm saying? Like what is the influence of like I forgot it again, man. Hold on. I'm gonna get this question. It's a question I would definitely want to ask you. Man, what it was. Man, it's a question I gotta ask you, bro. Oh, all right. This is what I wanted to say. I just wanted to make this point. Like when you think about like the younger people that you see going in, and then you're thinking about like the influence that's on them prior to going in. You know what I'm saying? Like what you talking about is the other side of what a lot of youth don't hear about
Right.
until they actually
Experience
it themselves.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I just want to know if I'm right. Is that your angle to do that for the youth
It was
or anybody really?
Well,
not even the youth. Like,
the angle was really just to teach my sons, to show my
Come
sons. I got one that's 6, I got one that's 21, I got one that's 22. When I see my sons, I see all the other black men, young black men.
yeah,
And if I know I could get them to do right, maybe because they leaders, believe it or not, they leaders. But the whole world depends on followers. But if you got the right leaders, anybody will follow you. So I try to put them in a leader's position, and that was what I really wanted to show my sons. And the whole purpose I was telling you earlier, I want people to know you don't have to be no rappers or none of that to
Right.
be heard.
right,
See, because if you living, you got a story right there. You know what I'm saying? But the intentions of this here was just to show them young generations, it ain't all that easy when you go on the inside of that. Because when you go on the inside of that, you're alone. You ain't out on the streets with the person who you committing the crime with, who's saying that you're ride or die, your boys and shit like that. You got to know how real it is. Because if you do it, they gonna fall back on you and they gonna let you take the charge. But so I wanted to show them my way of seeing it from my perspective, from me living it. And I didn't want you to think I was no PUSS. Oh, I don't want them to think that. But I'm just saying, it ain't what you think it is.
You see,
Great.
another thing is like you giving so much insight. You know, you giving so much information. Like you saying things that's outside the norm of what I want to say society. You know, portrays you to be, what makes you think you have to be this way.
Right.
Like you say stuff like, I cried. I was scared at a certain point.
And the truth was, I really was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But why do you feel like most men can't say that though? Like even though they feel it, it's kind of hard for to be like, man, I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Or I cried. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say it's because of the reputation
Uh-huh.
or the pride. It's just that a lot of young men look up to the wrong people, actually.
Yeah.
And that the men that they look up don't tell them how to feel pain and to go that you're gonna go through pain. I'm not saying nothing wrong with rappers, but if you got all the shows and everything else, maybe you can draw the same attention that you're really supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like you forget about the people who put you there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're forgetting about these young dudes that bought all your albums and made you big and all this other stuff. Study, you rapping good. Don't get me wrong. I love these boys. But what you're not doing is rapping them and telling them about what's really going on. Where you been at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them had to go there. If you're a real guy, I learned a long time ago, Gucci Mane ain't never won no award for being nominated for none of that, because he's never been that type of rapper in that way. But it's a difference between a gangster. A gangster really don't talk too much. A gangster do things a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then they don't listen to Scarface. Gangsters don't live that long no more. But everybody want to be a gangster. But the whole thing was just to show these young generations, man. You know what I'm saying? If you could just give them an eye opener, it's like a junkie going to a dope dealer. They want that eye opener. If you could give them that eye opener, just to give them a picture of it, a taste of it, and you got to know it hit here. But it's whether or not they, how they respond to it.
Right.
But again, it come with influence. People look up to the wrong people.
I glorify the hype.
Yeah, they do that. And study. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying right now in this world today, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
It got to be a better way. And that's all I'm trying to do is shoot. I don't give a dog about these older people.
Yeah.
Because they live. But I'm trying to make a way so these other kids could live without having to go on through these systems, without having to get caught up.
Amen, brother. For real.
That's
like for real.
That's man, I swear to God on my life, y'all. I never imagined Baton Rouge have a sniper on Airline Highway.
Bruh.
I never imagined my state, my city on Airline rioting because of police.
Right.
A lot of things I never imagined.
And it's been close in time. Like it's been back to back.
And and to make it so bad, it's always two sides of these stories, two sides of a railroad track, two sides of everything. But at the end, I'm gonna stay on this side. You know what I'm saying? I believe this side here is the side I'm shooting for. And not because of the color, but because of what I came up in and what I was born and what I got leaving behind me. See, I want my legacy, I want my kids to be that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do, all I want to do is give back to the kids. I don't give a dog about no grown person. I want to have it a spot where I can actually have all young black kids and just have a party, have fun. That's all I want my money for. Because I know if I'm making my kids happy and I can make somebody else happy, that's enough, man. I'd have been through life and I missed things. Not because of my mom and daddy couldn't afford it. Because it might have been because I was bad, but it was that I missed out on it because they had other things to take care of in my household. I just want one chance. That's all I put on my life. I just want one chance so I can make a way for my people to come out and just have a good time and enjoy themselves with no chaos and no violence. But mainly, I want to watch them kids play, bro. I got them, bro. I love them. And I don't know why they're so attached to me because I got 6 of them. I got daughters too, bro. When I tell you, I could talk about my kids all day.
That's what's up.
But, man, it's the point when you're not even at home with them being incarcerated. You miss out on that too. But thank God I had a good side back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That. Man, I got custody of my kids while I was locked up. That's how it really was. You know what I'm saying? I got full John custody of my kids while I was incarcerated. Yeah. And I'm telling you, God did some things for me, bro. And I'm still be fighting with the battle of the beast, but I know where all my help and my strength and my glory come from. But that's all I want to do, just help the next person, bro.
That's what's up, man. And I definitely want to ask you this question, but I didn't. But at the same time, I'm just gonna ask you, like, do you get like any negative responses, like as far as like from the gay community? Because I know you say stuff about that type of stuff. Or do you get anything dealing with what it was like telling too much? You know what I mean? Like you telling too much of what's going on. Because some people have the mindset of you ain't supposed to say what's going on or whatever.
See, I do get them, and it might be out of one story. I got like one story got like 180-some thousand views and like almost 4,000 comments on it and stuff like that. Out of that 4,000 and some comments, I might have like, cause that's what I look for, the negativity. But I might have like about 10, and it's not saying nothing bad, but it's the other side of it's the other color. Then if I say something And I don't want nobody to say I'm ratting, but see the thing about ratting, it's the difference between you ratting on somebody else.
What's the difference?
I'm ratting on myself. I'm telling you, if you got caught up in my stir, that's on you. But if I'm telling you and I'm putting your name in it, it's the honest truth. So don't try to say I'm saying nothing, trying to make a character, because it ain't no character. It's a real live person. If you go to my stories, I put them in there and to show you the person that I don't want nobody to miss. But
so that wouldn't be considered ratting?
Not to me. I can't rat on myself. Besides,
I'm saying if you say another person's name in it.
I mean, I look at it like this Baton Rouge. They condone snitches and stuff like this here.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be labeled as that because I never ratted on nobody.
Right.
In my jackets, I never ratted on nobody. You know what I'm saying? In my record, everything I did it myself. But me telling on a person because you was right there with me and you consider that as ratting, I can't do nothing about the way you feel for me telling the truth about a story. This ain't no different than if a cop pulled me over and you riding in the car, I'm not going to take no charge for you. And that's what the young generation got to understand. If it ain't yours, it's not yours. Don't sit there and be no fool and think somebody going to step up. And, that's them days over with. You got to understand, you got to be your own man in his own world today. You got to learn to talk for yourself and defend for yourself because a closed mouth ought to get you unfed, locked up, dead, or jammed up. So I don't mean no harm to anybody. Yeah. And my story is going to go on regardless. It's always going to be somebody going to say something negative. My girl, she had to make me understand it because I used to be the type of person, well, why I got to go respond back to this person? Why would you even say this on my page? But, hey, I realize people bigger than me and bigger places than me go through, the same thing. But it don't bother me. But I don't want nobody to think like, ratting. Because, hell, if it didn't help me 20 years ago or 15 years ago when I was telling the deputies and all the other people when it was going on, I know God darn well ain't gonna do nobody nothing now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, I don't mean no harm.